Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on, let's see, today is Thursday, July the 28th, year 2022. Let's talk trading. What you cannot control, part 4 with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. Walmal. Interesting day today. We've got news. We're in the middle of it. And what you can't control.
Yeah, you're exactly right. There's certain things you can't control. You just know the things are going to happen, And the thing is that, this long-awaited GDP number that we all been looking for to see if the U.S. is in recession or not, finally was released. It's the advanced number, but it shows that, that number shows that the U.S. is in recession because we've had 2 consecutive quarters, that are negative. Now, I know that there's certain people in the government are trying to go and redefine what a recession is, but this has been the standard for literally since World War II. So I don't know why they would change it now, but that's what they're trying to do.
Well,
but in any case,
why they're trying to change it is because they don't want people to think poorly of our government. That's why. It's really how it's funny. I saw a meme. It had like a Venn diagram with all the circles intersecting in the middle, and it's like in the middle, it's like you are here, and they had like Idiocracy, George Orwell's 1984, and a couple other movies where it's just all the crazy stuff that you just can't believe. But yeah, that's where we are right now. But
yeah, we are in the middle of that. It's like even the Fed chairman Powell yesterday went and said in his remarks that many people may consider this to be a recession, but this is not a recession. I don't know how you make that type of statement, but that's what this fellow went and said. So it's kind of interesting, how people are. What scares me about that, and I'll get off this whole idea of fundamental trading and stuff in a second. But what scares me about that is that when you get into a recession, what you then have to look for is when people completely collapse in the idea that things are good. You have to have the majority of people. And when I say majority of people, not just the consumers, but the government as well, finally admit that things are at its most bleak point, because it doesn't start to build up until that actually happens. You have to have complete acquiescence. And unfortunately, the government still isn't there yet. And so for that reason, that means that there's more to go down. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic. I don't know, but that's just been, I've been rotating around this sun for too long, and that's what I've seen, over and over again. And it's not one particular administration. All the administrations do this when hard times come, and hard times will come. And that gets us back, I think, to not being able to control what we can't control. Is that hard times will happen. Things are going to happen, in the economy. Things are going to happen in the markets. And so what we have to do is we can't control what's going to happen, but what we can control is what we're going to do about it. We can. What are we going to do? It's sort of like, when you have a problem, there's an old proverb. It's an African proverb that says, when there are problems, we have opportunity. And that's the truth of the matter. Okay, fine. There's problems in the economy right now, and worldwide, not just the U.S., but worldwide. Okay, that means there's some opportunities out there. Most people who became very, very wealthy became very, very wealthy during great economic problems.
yeah, that's for true. And right now I've got the missed pivots chart, the H4, and I just wanted to show the traders out there. So we had this missed pivot yesterday because of that huge H4 candle, but you can see here during the current H4 candle, we actually came and hit that pivot, because that's just one of the things. It's a statistical trade, and you just have to have faith in it. So when you see a reason to go short, then you take that short.
Right. And that's what you can control. You know, nobody's forcing you to press the button. You know, so what you can control is when you take that trade. And, you know, that's what you can control. You know, I'm going to go and pick on you, TRO, for a second.
Sure.
I'm gonna go and make fun of you a little bit here.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
You know, we've been talking. For the last year and a half, I've been making fun of you because of your computer and all the problems that you had with it. And you've had problems where, you know, you couldn't get into trades, couldn't get out of trades, couldn't set trailing stops, and so on and so forth because your computer not reacting. Well, here's the reality.
No, the trailing stops is you can't do it on the phone yet. You can only do it on the computer.
Right. That's true. But my point is, though, that's something you can control.
Right.
You know, if your hardware is not up to the task, then do something about it. Now, the great thing about MT4 is that it doesn't take much to run it. It
Right.
really doesn't. Now, it may have problems with your computer because there's too much bloatware running on it. So take the time. You know, it's better to go and spend a week ripping your machine apart, getting it into function tip-top shape, you know, as opposed to being in a situation where you're in a trade and you need to get out and you can't get out because the machine decides to barf on you and you have to reboot it. And now it takes you 5 minutes to go and reboot your machine. And who knows what's happened now because, you know, the market's moved so far in 5 minutes and you have no clue what has happened. And that's a controllable situation that we can all go and take care of.
Right.
And, you know, now maybe I'm just a control freak, but one of the things I do is, you know, I got my computer set up. You know, I've got a second machine here set up for nothing more. And I'm not allowed to touch that machine other than to press the exit button. So God forbid my main computer, trading computer, crashes. You know, that's what happens. And to be honest with you, all it is, that second machine, it's just literally an $80 Chromebook. That's all it is. And it's got, the only thing that runs on it is MT4, okay, through web. And, you know, that's it. I press the exit button and I get out. Oh, in addition to that, I have that machine set up to go across. It's connected to the internet through my phone as opposed to my internet provider. And I know I'm a little bit off track here, but I think that we're not. And the thing is that we can't control what we can't control, but we can control what we can control. And maybe what we need to do is put some of those things in place.
Right. Oh, by the way, we're at Launchpad. Did you go long at 40?
I did. And I got a nice little gap up. And so I already got out and took 5 pips. And some people may say, why did I get out so early? And the reason why is because I saw those 2 tops on the 1 minute chart from about 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago, whatever it is. And I said, it's going to struggle here. You know, it probably will break it, but I'm just going to go take my 5 pips and,
right,
you know, enjoy what I can get. And that's for me, you know, again, maybe I'm a control freak, but it's sort of like, hey, I got the money, you know, on the table right now. I'm gonna take control of what I can take control of. I'm gonna take that money off the table, put it into my pocket, as opposed to maybe, you know, I think it's gonna probably go to 50 then 60, but I really know it's gonna get there? No, I don't. And I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. So why not just take what I can right now, put it in my pocket, and then I'll just look for another opportunity. Because that's the great thing about trading is that, you know, there's always an opportunity coming down the pike.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get on you because you confessed that you're a Yale student.
I did.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've been doing some Yale trading too, so. But that's because of the method that we're using. It lends itself to Yale trading.
That's exactly right. You know, it's because of the method. You know, the method it basically lends itself to being, you know, to doing that. You know, it's like, you know, there are certain things like if you're doing rat trades and things like that. You know, your original paper that I saw from you, you know, the Yale student paper is sort of like, yeah, that absolutely makes a lot of sense, and just go and follow that, and you'll do well. but I'm not doing that type of trading. I'm trading ranges. So when you're trading ranges, I can make the decision that when I'm a range trader, I'm only going to go and trade in one particular direction, but then you miss half the trades, you
Right.
know, and I would not recommend, and I'll emphasize this, you know, to look at this as being underlined, bold, italicized, blinking, whatever you can do. But I would say this, is that if you're new to trading, I wouldn't recommend doing it, you know, because you have to go and have a complete mindset change. When you go from looking for shorts to go looking for longs, you have to go and everything has to be flipped, you know, in your mindset. And you say, well, it's just trading the other direction. You're right, but there's so many other things that get involved. Now you have to look at the bid instead of the ask. You have to, you know, there's a lot of different things that you have to take into account that you don't even realize until you've done it for a while. And so, you know, that's why I'm saying, if you're a new trader, don't do what I do. You know,
Yeah. Don't try this at home.
Exactly. You know, now, if you keep on practicing and you get good at doing one particular thing, then yeah, you can make a bunch of money off of it, and then you can start, you know, exploring about, okay, how can I go and increase my odds of winning, you know, or not increase the odds of winning, but actually increase the amount that I'm winning, and that's just one way you can do it. But again, if you're newbie, you know, and I don't care how smart you think you are, the market's probably smarter.
Yeah. There was just price moved out of the higher low box, and it came right back in, and it's coming out again. So there's, you know, once again, pips to be had.
Yep, exactly. You know, it's like, yeah, it happens. Like I said, it happens all day long. You know, and that's the great thing about it. You know, I took my 5 pips before, you know, and I didn't take that trade. But, you know, the reality is I could have, you know, gone and taken another trade and been up like 7 pips now. So, you know, it's just, you don't have to worry about it. You know, you're never going to be in a situation where there's not an opportunity. You know, there's always going to be opportunities that are out there. So what do you need to do is you need to take your opportunity, and then when you can go and cash in, because there'll be another opportunity. That's just my way of trading. You know, swing traders would say I'm crazy because, you know, all I'm doing is trading the noise. And I'd say, yep, I am. I'm trading noise. I'm willing to perfectly admit that I am trading the noise.
Well,
I'm making money
yeah, the
off of
thing
those
is,
movements.
it's not noise. See, that's what people don't understand, because candles are made up by ticks. If you take away the noise, then there's no candles. So, because the only true chart is the 1 tick chart, and everything else is data compression. And it's just really funny how people get so hung up on that. But, you know, I can't control what other people do and think. That's one of the things you have to really say, you know what, that doesn't concern me, doesn't confront me, as George Thorogood would say.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, you know, if you yesterday I listened to one of those Mark Douglas recordings, Mind Over Markets, but he was saying something that it's like, it really hits home. You have to, when you have a system, you've got to take all the trades, because on any one trade you don't know if it's going to be a winner or not. So like on this first higher low trade here, or the higher low box, if you would have taken that trade, it would have given you a potential maybe 2 or 3 pips, and then you take the money off the table. And if you didn't, then it gave you an opportunity to take about 5 or 6 pips. And so, but if you were afraid, oh, this thing looks like it's going up and this is saying that or whatever, then you missed that opportunity, and there was a win that you could have had but you didn't. So you know, the fastest 15 minutes in trading is up once again. So, fellow traders, you know, there's a lot you can control. Focus on that, and the other stuff you can't control, so just know the difference, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.